Hey again, it's me as always. Who else would it be? Ugh, who else would it be? It's me, once again. I return. Hell, that's a very warm place you mentioned. Hello though, hi Damien, how you doing? You guys are gonna see me mess with the fucking setup today because I didn't really like the way it was set up last time. It got in my way, and I feel like I move around too fucking much for it to work properly, so it's gonna fucking be different obviously today, as you can already fucking see. I'm doing? What are you doing? Hello again though, it's me. Fucking oh shit, the shadow of the mic. That's kind of fucking annoying. The shadow's there. Hold on, let me turn off my backlight because I don't really need my backlight for painting, so just rely on my good old lamp. Oh, I'm wearing the same outfit as last time. Don't judge me for that. This is my painting clothes because I do not give a shit about this pair of pants or this fucking shirt. So anytime I need to go fucking paint, I put this on. Should probably move my bracelets. There you go. You doing okay? I'm glad to hear that, Damien. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear you're doing alright. Yeah, so I'm painting again today because, not gonna lie, it's just a lot of fucking fun. Like, that's just straight up it. There's no other reason besides I really fucking enjoyed it, and then doing it off stream, I learned a lot more about doing it than I did on stream. But I like streaming, so I'll put them back together again, you know? I feel like it went a lot smoother off stream, but I wanted to fucking... But there was also issues of it off stream too, essentially. So I wanted to do it back on stream because I enjoy being on stream and talking. And sometimes when it gets too quiet in my life, the voices try to talk to me again, so... I mean, I just don't like the quiet. You know, so... Sorry, hold on, I'm just texting my mom. Working on some documents to open up Grammarly. Said I got this and make me feel a lot better. You do have it, mate. Also, what the fuck is... Like, Grammarly's like that fucking app people use to, like, check their grammar and shit like that on things, right? I have never used it, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I just don't usually use that sort of thing, so... You know. You got it, man. You do have it. But yeah, hold on. So I want to show you guys the fucking immense amount of improvement I made off stream. Like, my fucking camera does not want to be straight though, so this is as close as I can get to getting it straight, and I think it's tilting as I watch it slowly. So you know, fucking this is the one we worked on the first stream, right? And I did some improvements to him off stream. I repainted his arm, like entirely, this arm. Because I didn't like the dark wash I did on it, so I repainted it silver, and I think it actually looks quite nice. It's meant to be a robotic arm anyways, so it really accentuates that. And then I redid the visor, because there are parts of it that weren't colored in properly, and also parts of it that were outside of the fucking helmet, like the little visor hole. So I repainted that, and I think overall, I think it's a lot better than it was, even though I think it was okay before. And I swear to God, my camera keeps tilting more and more, and that's actually quite annoying. Oh boy, I just knocked him off the fucking stand. Hold on. There you go. What's the other one? The other one is the one I talked about last time, where you guys asked you guys which one should I do next on stream, and you guys said the Doom Trooper, right? And I said that there's another one of a really simple design, Phil Trooper, that I really liked, that I probably could do in the same stream. But I was really overcome with the urge to paint yesterday, and I didn't want to stream, so I did him off stream. And overall, I think it came out really fucking nice, not gonna lie. I didn't want it to be really dirty looking like the last one. And I did have to repaint some things last night due to some paint chipping and shit like that, so it's not as perfect as it was. The legs were a lot better. These lower legs, their pattern was perfect. Because I had to do them freehand, and I did it I was really impressed with myself. But then when I put these knee pads on, it chipped a lot of the paint away, as you guys saw. So he's not a shiny. He's a bit dirty, but not filthy like Echo was, or like the trooper we're gonna do today is gonna be pretty fucking dirty at the end. It's because it's like really early on in the war, and we don't know any battles they were actually assigned to besides the one we see them all get wiped out at. So I wanted him just to look kind of clean, like he's been in maybe like 1-2 fucking like battles at this point, but not too much. And then just obviously like I had to mix this fucking shade of red together, which isn't looking amazing because of my fucking keyboard lighting up and making him look like a different shade than he actually is. But fucking I have a brown and I have fucking red, right? But they're kind of this like lobstery like brown red color. Like I'll pull up a picture actually. They're like, the unit's actually kind of this weird little color, and I really like the color, so it took like maybe 20 minutes and I mixed it together properly. And even then, it's not the proper shade, but I wanted to get more of a mix of what I think would be a realistic shade of it versus what the animated shade is, because they only show up in animation. So this is the unit in animation, right? Commander Phil, and they don't have a fucking name. Like, so this unit is just called Commander Phil's unit in the fucking lore due to the fucking fact that just straight up, he has a name. And then from what I remember, if I remember correctly, they never give the unit a name. They, like, the trooper I made here, like, their name is Niner, I'm pretty sure, is the canon lore. Is that these two troopers are, like, two of the unit are just named Niner and Bell. And they fucking argue for a second, and they immediately get, like, blown up by a rocket launcher. If I remember correctly, that's, like, what happens in the episode, is that the ones that... So, Phil gets his fucking back shattered by, like, a monster, literally picked up by the monster and fucking snapped against the ground. And then fucking Niner and Bell get a fucking rocket launcher straight to them. But I've always fucking loved their unit. Like, they only show up in this one episode, right? And it's a really early episode in the Clone Wars, so it's not the best episode in the world, but I've always loved it. And I loved the simple design. Like, as you can see, like, very simple, very few spots that are colored. Just like the half bicep plus shoulder, very simple helmet, little belts colored, knee pad, and then little like leg design. But I fucking loved their unit, right? And I figured it's a simple enough design to make. So I did. You know, and I think it looks really fucking good. And we see them with this, with the, like, animated version of the rifle in the show. But I have this realistic rifle print, and I wanted to do, like, kind of a realistic take on them, which is why they have a realistic helmet and the rifle. So I painted the rifle differently than it shows in the show, and the show is just black, right? But I gave it, like, the little silver detailings and a brown stock to match, like, older action figures. Like, that came out in, like, 2005 and things like that, which is my personal belief on the realistic take of it. So, but the shade of red I did, here, I'm going to show display capture again. The shade red I did, like, this is what they show up in the fucking show as. It's a really dark color, but they're in a really dark scene, so I've never really loved, like, this dark brown shade, and I already have a clone trooper on my shelf that's dark brown, right? And I'm going to be making another clone trooper who is also dark brown. So I didn't want them all to match. I want them to be similar, but not to match because they're not the same unit. And so the Lego version of it in the Lego game shows up with this, right? And I've seen a lot of people do this sort of like reddish brown as a fucking like take on the color instead, which is why I went with the color I did, which is a like lobster red plus brown, and I think it ends up coming out as the color I like the most. And eventually I'd love to make a Commander Phil, but right now I think I'm going to get through the projects I have. Keep ones I want to keep, sell the rest, and then then maybe I'll think about doing other projects. I'm not going to lie, I'm really like proud of myself for what I've been doing because these are my first figures I fucking made, and I actually like really fucking like them. Like, and here's the thing, I look up to like the biggest creator, like the best creators on the fucking community, and because of that, like, it gives me an unrealistic standard too, because I have a perfectionism in me. But I'm really fucking happy of how these guys came out. They look cool. Like, I'm proud to own them. I'm proud to have fucking made them. Like, are you kidding me? And so, like, I definitely am gonna, I want to post them on my Instagram later, but I also just stuck at making Instagram posts, and I'm really fucking good at procrastinating when it comes to doing shit like that, so I'm gonna keep making them until I feel ready to post, you know? But then honestly, if I might just I might take fucking commission. Reminds me of Fordo. Dude, I fucking love Fordo, but he'd be a straight red. I know which Fordo's awesome, and that's the next project I want to make. Like, fucking please, somebody sponsor me to make more figures, because there's a project I want to make. The next project I want to make, I'll show you guys actually, but I have to just I have to move my display capture down a bit. That's headshot camera, which means I could just move display capture down a few layers. Nice. Whoop. So when you say Fordo, you mean Fordo, right? This guy, who's fucking awesome. I love his design, right? Fordo's fucking great. He has this, like, the coolest fucking scene in one of the coolest scenes in Star Wars, in my opinion. Yeah, fucking Doomslayer. Dude's awesome. I fucking love Fordo. He's awesome. Like, however, the project I would want to make is not exactly Fordo. Because, well, okay. As a kid, I watched the show Fordo was in, which is the Clone Wars 2003. Fordo is in the Clone Wars 2003 version of it, right? Which I've watched maybe a million times. We had the DVD of it, like the second DVD of it, and I would watch it in the car maybe like 24/7 every time I got in the car. And because of that, I love Fordo, but I've never really been like the biggest fan of his design. Like, he's cool, and I would love to do them eventually, but I just don't like the animated take. So I want to do a realistic version of it. However, I noticed that there's in the show itself, there is a scene where they reuse Fordo's motto, which is fine, you know? They wanted to show, like, here's another Commander clone. They reused Fordo's motto for it, right? But I noticed some differences in it, too, and because of that, I think I would rather make that version of him. Like, that version of the design, because I actually like the design in this, like, the way it's used there a lot more, honestly. So I think I'd want to do, like, that version of the design, which I'll show here. There is a scene where, like, Sass-Atian fucking is like, time to get us a new ship, because their ship's fucking exploding, and so, like, fucking 500 clone troopers of him fly out of their exploding ship onto the enemy ship and fucking storm it. And here's the clone trooper, like the clone commander in that fucking unit. It's Fordo's design, but he has a regular Phase 2 helmet instead of a BARC helmet. And I personally like the regular Phase 2 helmet a lot more than the BARC helmet with this design. I think the BARC helmet's awesome, but with this design, I personally prefer this helmet, right? So I'd want to make this version of him, right? Especially because it's like, it's a unique thing, because he has the fucking jetpack, like the space pack, I think we're calling it. And so recently, there's this guy in the community. His name is GI Trooper Kits. You can find him on like Instagram, Etsy, things like that if you wanted to. This guy's fucking awesome. Like, his work is fucking dumbfoundingly cool. He does like the coolest 3D models, fucking decals, shit like that ever. Like, fucking Jesus Christ. And his figures are fucking awesome, you know? And recently, him and another creator in the community, the one who actually got me into customizing personally, named Kaminoan Customs, they released a realistic take on the fucking Space Trooper kit with a realistic version of, like, a underbarrel grenade launcher on the fucking rifle and shit like that. So the next project I want to work on once I'm done with the projects I currently have is a realistic take using this kit of this trooper. Because I think the design's awesome. I think the realistic version of the pack is so fucking cool and shit like that. So, next project I want to work on once I'm done with the projects I currently have would be that. Sorry for rambling, by the way. I just like, talking to y'all, so apologies. Also, hi, Molly. Sorry. Hi, how are you? Also, sorry if the camera shakes whenever I move. Like, it decides it wants to fucking wiggle. It's frustrating, not gonna lie. Okay. It does not want to cooperate at all. We're just gonna get it in a position that I can fucking say is good enough, and that will not actually fall down too bad. There you go. That's good enough. I think. I don't know. Let me move my fucking head camera back to where it's supposed to be. Whoop. Ooh, cool. Hi, Molly. He looks so nice, talented. Some thanks. So proud. Thank you. That means a lot. You know that does. But yeah, so basically that's just me rambling for the day. So I'm proud of these fucking guys and I can't wait to put all of the clones that I make or the current projects I have next to each other, so like I can show like my fucking progression, because just from Echo to this guy, I feel like there's been a lot of progress. Like Echo's cool and all, but I feel like there's like a fucking ton of like progress from just these two alone, like, you know? I feel like there's a lot of fucking difference already. And so I can't wait to see if I improve over the next few figures, obviously. Because I feel like I have learned quite a lot from just these two alone. And the next figure will hopefully solidify my weathering techniques. Because we're doing a different one today. Or slightly different one, because I want a grungy look to them. Because the Doom Troopers, they're shown to be like really well worn in the show. And so I kind of want to like do that, essentially, is what I'm trying to say. So it's going to be different, but hopefully the same. Not too bad, you know. Also, I think I need my backlight, which is kind of annoying because the shadow of the microphone's kind of here, so gonna be there. So, but I think I need my backlight to fucking see properly. So I'm gonna say screw it and just turn it back on. I also need to tuck my fucking hair back because I notice my hair, much as I love it, decides it wants to get in the way every time I paint. It decides it just wants to get in the fucking way. And I do not like having my hair tucked back. But, because I just don't like having it tucked back. But fucking feel like out of necessity I'm going to. Just to fucking make it simpler, easier for myself to fucking paint. I'm gonna leave the mic there. I hope that's good enough, because it's gonna be some shadows, but it's not the end of the world, I don't think, in comparison. So what we're gonna work on today is what you guys told me to work on today. The fucking Doom Trooper, these fucking guys. Hold on. I'm just gonna hide my camera for a second. Not that camera, wrong camera. This camera. The Doom Troopers, I think they're really fucking cool, and I have a Commander Doom coming in, and sooner than later, so I want to work on these guys, like just a trooper to go alongside them, you know? And as you can see, they're really like they look gray, right? Like straight up, they basically are gray. But I don't personally believe that they're gray, in my personal opinion. Their animation model is gray, but from what it comes off to me, I know it's a reference to Doctor Doom, but to me, it comes off like it's really fucking filthy. Gonna give him a shield? I want to, but I don't own a shield, and the only seller I know of that sells them right now, I try not to buy from, because they do some more dodgy practices within the figure community, and I don't want to support that. I am gonna give him the fucking minigun, though, because I have it on my desk right now. I'm gonna give him the minigun, which I painted up off stream. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I think this is what they look like. Like, they have the white underbase, like the rest of the clones. But as the animation model shows, they're like almost gray. And I think that's just because they're fucking filthy. So instead of painting the whole figure gray and then doing the rest of the colors, like I've seen a lot of people paint like the parts that aren't green gray. I don't want to do that personally. I would rather paint it white and then just make the figure like really grungy looking with the weathering. Kind of like how this is, where it's like really fucking like dirty almost. So I think I'd rather do that sort of take with the figure, and obviously it is my figure, so I will do what makes me happy, and that's basically what I'm gonna do essentially. So I'm just telling you that because I like talking to you guys and I like explaining things. It's because you guys obviously don't know Star Wars as well as me, and specifically what I'm doing, so I like explaining things anyways, because I just like talking to y'all. Ow! For some reason, my chest has been just randomly hurting for the last few days. It must be all the paint fumes I'm inhaling. Oh, wait. let's mix up some, like, the right green, I think. I want to try to get, like, a lighter green, olive green, I think. So I think it would make sense to try to mix up a lighter green. Because I don't have the right shade of green. This is the only green I have in my paint set, which is a dark green right there, right? With a refractive green, which I don't know what that means. If anyone knows what the meaning of the word refractive is, I'd love to hear it. But I want to make that sort of like olive green, like that lighter green, so I have to add some white to this green here. And we'll see how it, like, if we can get a nice shade of like lighter green. Should get my paints out though now that I think about it. And then we're gonna need yellow later on, and so I think this is lemon yellow. I think will just work well enough, honestly, because it's a pretty bright yellow, and there isn't much I need. I just need to do a little triangle on the chest. Looks like tone changes depending on the angle you look at it, sort of like that. Oh, that's what you're saying. That's what refractive means. Oh wait, I forgot. I need my paper towels. There we go. That's kind of cool. So it's almost like reflective, but not at the same, but it's different at the same time, essentially. I think that shade of green is actually good enough for me. I don't need it to be too bright. I just want it to be like lighter than what it was. So I think that shade of green is actually quite good. Or good enough for me. And that's all that it needs to be. So the design is basically just the whole ass lower legs are going to be green. The whole ass lower arms plus biceps are going to be green. Part of the shoulder, and then just like a chest design, helmet design, shit like that. So I'm not going to be too precise with this at all. I'm going to actually remove Echo from his stand so I can, I'm going to remove both of them from their stands. No, because I want to keep the stands in fucking actual condition rather than get a lot of paint on them. So you know what, never mind. I think I will just do my trick of holding them up using my tweezers, actually. I thought Commander Doom specialized in jungle combat when I first saw him. That would make sense. Commander Gree of the 41st Elite Corps is actually the people that, like, the unit that specializes within, like, jungle warfare, things like that. They're the unit who gets assigned to Kashyyyk, the, like, jungle planet with, Master Yoda at the end of in the Revenge of the Sith. Commander Doom, from what we see, seems to specialize in, like a unique form of combat, almost like Phalanx combat, which I think is kind of fucking neat. Part of their unit. That makes sense. That would make sense to believe. I just thought they were cool, and then I learned they were, like, a reference to Doctor Doom from Marvel, which is still kind of pretty cool. Try to get an even shade of it throughout the whole figure. Wait, are they MPs? Military police? No, that's the Coruscant Guard. The Coruscant Guard who are red, who might be a figure we might work on later in the stream. Or next time we do a painting stream. I'm going to make a Riot Trooper, because I have a Riot Trooper shield coming in over the weekend. And I'll show you guys that when it comes in. Coruscant Guard are the military police of the Clone Army. No, Phalanx is just shield combat. Yep. Phalanx combat is a Roman form of combat, specializing within unit-based combat, essentially, fighting as one. Phalanx of shields is normal, like the thing, though. So, which is why I called it Phalanx combat, because the way they use the shields in the show, which I showed you guys last time. They only show up for one episode, but their fucking episode is so badass. So, I fucking love them, and their design is really cool. It's okay if not everything's the exact same shade of green throughout the thing, because the weathering will bring it all together. I think we've covered everything that needs to be covered besides the foot. I'm pretty sure the foot is just completely green. So I think I'm just going to let it dry while standing on its foot so that it does, so it has a simple way of drying, and then I think we'll do the foot. Shit! The foot itself later. Sorry about that. I got a little panicked, not gonna lie. There you go. I don't think this is gonna stand on its own. So what we're going to do is, I found my blue tack box off stream. Like last year I had it. I moved it after stream, and I couldn't find it for the last few days. And it turns out where it was just straight up sitting on top of my computer, and I'm just really dumb. No, probably care much about it. Elden Ring DLC? Oh, that's awesome. No, I do care about that. It's really cool when games get DLC, especially games that deserve a DLC, like Elden Ring. It's not that I don't care for Elden Ring. It's that I just am not good at Soulsborne games. And so, you know, when I get to it, well, Americans use Blue Tack? I had to order it online. I don't know. Blue Tack's like a savior in the figure community. Blue Tack is how I get my figures' heads on, actually. Rather than, so basically figures have joints, right? Like neck joints. But like they don't, when you take the figure apart, like they have a tendency to break or things like that. So the way people do figureheads is that like you can't build a 3D printed helmet to like fit around a ball joint, because the ball joints are all different sizes, first of all. Second of all, you can't heat up resin prints or FDM prints like you can a plastic helmet. So what they do is 3D modelers always leave this bigger hole in the helmet, so you can use things like, you can make a hot glue joint, which is the way you make a joint for a ball joint, using hot glue and Vaseline. Or what I just like to do is I make a hole, I fill the hole with Blue Tack and then fit it onto the neck so that it retains mobility, but it sits better, in my opinion, and it gets to stay at the same time. So, and I don't use, like, I just have the neck itself rather than the neck joint. You saw that there was no neck joint on the neck. It was just the neck. And that's because, in my personal opinion, this looks better. The helmet, Phase 1 helmet should sit lower than the Phase 2 helmet should. And with the joint in, it sits way too high due to the way the helmets are 3D printed. So, great for hanging up posters. I don't own posters, so I wouldn't know, to be fair. This bubble is forming in my paint over here. Alright, let's do the, let's set up some Blue Tack real quick let's set up some Blue Tack on the bottom of the foot real quick, like of the other leg I'm doing, and then we can paint it too. So we're just gonna do this, whoop, on the bottom of the foot, and then just paint. I'll read your message in a second that I missed, because I noticed that I missed one. Commander Doom's unit is one of the coolest units in my opinion. I love their design, but just their appearance in the episode is so fucking cool. The way they use the shields and miniguns, and I think it's a perfect unit to create for what the purpose of that episode is, where to kill like one of the Master Jedi and like show like the malfunctioning chip within TUP and like Order 66 early on within the Clone Wars. And I think that's perfect because the way they do it is fucking perfect, because I really like how they show Commander Doom being so fucking proficient and like his unit being so in sync, but really relying on their Master Jedi to be in sync with them. And the Master Jedi themselves being twins and like being only as effective as they are because of the teamwork they have, I feel is a perfect way to have a Jedi get killed early, like by Order 66 early, because it almost like destroys that unit too. And I think it would have been cool to see them again, but at the end of the day, it's the Clone Wars. You see like 90% of units for a single episode, and they either die or just never show up again after that episode. So I can't complain because they actually lived, so. And I think they have a badass design, so. Episode shocked me. I think it shocked everyone, you know? It's probably one of my favorite episodes in the whole series. It's so good, though, like... I hate that they did it to Tup, though. Like, fuck, you know? Also, we're going to make a Tup in the future, but he's not going to be a Black Series clone like the rest of my clones are. So, I'll talk about it probably in a second. I have to do this first. I love Blue Tack. I can't believe it was created by the British. I'm never purchasing Blue Tack again. Disgusting. Can't believe I've been using something created by the Brits this whole time as a proud American. Can't believe it. How did I get paint? How did I get blue paint on my hand? I haven't even used blue paint at all. Put that over here to dry too. And then lower arms are entirely green too, so might as well do them. Killing each other in a band together to execute. That's the Umbara arc, Carnage of Krell. One of my favorite episodes of all time, but not my favorite episode. Umbara arc's my favorite arc, but not my favorite episode. I'll be right back, by the way. 1 second. Hey, yo, I'm back. My family's just come back from Danny's been in this little basketball league, and he's a fucking star at it, by the way. Like, goddamn, dude is fucking great at it. But yeah, so they just came back from that. So I was just speaking to them real quick, asking Danny how he did and things like that. He got over a fucking fourth of all the points they scored in the game. It's crazy. Danny's so good at it. I don't understand how the fuck he's so good at it. I need to set up more blue tack to put the arms down on. So I just needed to speak to them real quick. Ate some fucking fries while I was up there. I'm not good at basketball scoring. I'm not good at basketball at all. I never was. It wasn't fair to me as a kid because I would get 0 playing time even in the younger age. So I don't think that was fair when the coach's kid would play like 8 million things. But now that I was not good at basketball. No, I was good at defense, but it's no point to be good at defense in comparison if you can't score at all. So it's okay if you translated the football score. Everything's okay if you translated the football score, except golf. If you translated golf in the football score, dude, you would suck at golf. Let me put this down in the blue tack real quick. There we go. And now let's do the other lower arm. Now you underestimate my booting skill. What the fuck do you mean by booting? I don't have to be very precise, which is kind of nice with these strippers as much, because there's only a few complex design parts. Most of their design straight up is just this entire lower arm needs to be green, and the entire lower leg needs to be green, and things like that. So that's quite nice about these figures. I can boot a child from here to Timbuktu. That's pretty impressive, not gonna lie. Timbuktu is quite far. It's quite impressive, Damien. I've heard that the Cowboys actually need a new kicker. Maybe you should go join. Okay, let me pull up the design again real quick. Also, if anyone else is here, I hope you're all doing well, and if you are, I am glad. Dude, so much of this design is straight up everything is green. So because of that, it's hard to fucking set up. I have to like actually set up little areas to put things in. So I'm gonna use the last of my blue tack in this fucking row just to get like little fucking piles. Make 2 little fucking. The nice thing about blue tack, which is a super nice thing, is that it is reusable. So can't complain. No, I don't think I can get that low. The fuck? Can't that low about what? Do. It's pretty good. I need to do a little around the edges here. And the nice thing is, any spots that I mess up with the green right now, like, I don't need the green on everything. Like this area needs to be black right here that I'm leaving white, but it's getting green on it. But because it needs to be black, I can afford to get a little bit of green on it and not be so precise with the green paint, because I will paint over it with black later. So makes it a lot easier to do these parts essentially. Try to brush everything downwards too to have a consistent, like, you want to have a consistent fucking like paint pattern, I guess is what I'd call it. So I try to always paint downwards and downward swipes. Now just wrap the blue tack around this, stick it to the desk, and let it dry. Cat, hi, Spiny! Dude, holy shit, hi, how are you? How are you doing, Spiny? Nice to see you, how are you? Love the Stormtrooper you posted on your story. Thanks, man, it looks sick, thanks. I have them right here, I've been working on them. I'm working on one right now. Actually, it's a clown trooper. I don't care. People are allowed to say it, like, allowed to make mistakes. It's not that fucking big of a deal. I hate when people are like, it's a clone trooper. Oh my god, how could you call it a stormtrooper? So people just aren't fucking into Star Wars as much, man. That's it, you know? There's no judgment to be. I hate people who are like when people are really judgy for no reason. Like, I come off as quite judgy, I believe, sometimes on my streams, but in reality, I just make things a lot like act like things are a lot more serious than they are, because that's how I make jokes. Like, it's a lot easier to make a joke when I act like outraged about something really simple. And this is not me putting on a character, it's actually who I am. But I don't fucking think like when people act like, oh my god, furry or something like that, and I think something in like the furry fandom's weird. Yeah, I think it's weird. But will I act a little fucking up, I guess? Because that's how I make jokes. It's not an act, it's not anything like that, but fucking, you know, a man's gotta be able to make comedy. It's not as funny when, I'm just like this, I guess, where it's just like, yeah, you know, those politics are quite strange, innit? You gotta fucking, I don't understand, people who genuinely get outraged over stupid things like that. Like, there's no point to. Also, hi Spiny, how are you doing? By the way, thank you for, I'm glad you like the fucking, my work, dude. I'm really glad you like it. I've been quite happy with it myself. It's really cool that you like it. Okay. This isn't fully dry, so I think I'm just gonna let these parts sit. I'll have to go back and do the feet later. But I think for now, I'm just going to let them sit. I'm going to do actually around the edges while they're in the blue tack right here, as you can see. I'm just going to hit them over the edges real quick, because you can see the edges just a little bit when you put the arms actually in. So I'm just going to hit the edges just a bit. Just fix that. And there we go. I think that's all good. Now we just let these parts dry. I'll have to go back and do the feet later at one point. But I think for now, that's quite good. Hey, Kat, how's it going?
You were expecting a good joke, but it was Dio.
You were expecting a good joke, but it was me, Dio, all along. Also, so we don't have to do the thighs at all until we go do the black. Hi, Megadon. Thanks for the sub for fucking 25 months. Jesus Christ. Do I stream that inconsistently that fucking every time Megadon comes to the stream, he can sub again? Hi, Megadon. How are you doing? Thanks for the sub for fucking 25 months. That's actually... Jesus Christ. That's over 2 years. I'm old. I went to a Bring Me the Horizon concert, and I just got back home. Nice. Still buzzing from it. Oh, that's cool, man. Is Bring Me the Horizon a, band? I've never heard of them. I'm gonna Google it. I have to be careful because you can see my parts are still right there, so. Bring M.E. the Horizon. Shit, I touched the parts. They sing the Chad song. I have no idea what the Chad song is. Bring Me the Horizon, British rock band formed in Sheffield in 2004. Ah, that's cool. Made great music in like the last 10 years. Oh, that's cool. I've never been like I haven't really listened to music in my whole life. The only songs I've really heard that like I've told you guys this before. The only singer I've listened to actively in my whole life is Eminem, because my dad was like obsessed with Eminem. So I've heard like every Eminem song maybe a million times, and I do quite enjoy Eminem. But I just never really listened to music. It hasn't really ever been my thing. So I want to do the knee pads next because they're just going to be fully green. And the way I'm going to do it is we're going to stick some blue tack on a stick and then put the stick somewhere. So let me find my fucking sticks. It should be in here, which means I'm going to have to move my paint desk back a little bit. Let's see my parts now. Nope. Ooh, Eminem. No, my sticks are not here. I must have put someone else. Put them somewhere else. That's fine. I have more sticks. We'll have to find where my sticks went later, but I'll just use a new stick for now. Can you feel my heart? I'm gonna Google it and put it on, but I've never heard of it. I don't. Here's the thing. You guys have to understand. I don't recognize things very easily. So when you guys say things like a song name, unless I know it very actively, I more than likely won't recognize it. They opened with that mega. Nice. These fucking little fucking things trying to stick to my blue tack. How's painting going, Catherine? Going quite well. Hi, Felix. How did school go for you, mate? Speaking of which, I had to enroll in driving school today, guys. I'm learning how to drive, even though I fucking get so carsick whenever I'm in a car. Like, I've told you guys this before. My mom tells me it'd probably be better when I'm behind the wheel, and I do need to learn how to drive myself because I, just need to, essentially. It's kind of a useful life skill in it, and I want to make life easier for my partner, obviously, and so if one of us has to learn to drive, I'd rather it be me, so that I you know, because they get car sick too. There you go. Good luck at driving school. The nice thing is, because I did driving school back when I was 16, which was a, like, I don't remember how long of a course, very long course in person. I get to sign up for just a 6-hour online class that I can do whenever the hell I want, just so I can legally get my driver's license. So I'll do that, take the test, get my driver's license, and then I'll learn everything else behind the wheel itself. So that's the nice thing, at least, is that I fucking don't have to deal with all that burden, at least, because past me. What are you making, Kat? I'm making a Doom Trooper from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. A unit within a grunt within a unnamed unit that I like quite a lot. Cool. Yeah. How you doing, Dr. Thomas, by the way? How you doing, Tom? Thomas? Tom? I don't know. I'm gonna call you Thomas because it's simpler. What's up, Doc? My stick's not gonna stay. I'm gonna have to put the stick somewhere when it's done. When this stuff's painted. It's not staying in the blue tack. I think I have to go back and fix up the, like, I have to do the tops and the knee pads, but I can't really get them while they're on the blue tack, so I'm gonna have to go back and do them later. Hold on, I need to catch up with chat, by the way, because my chat's actually not been scrolling automatically. I got stuck in one spot. You know the Enjoyer versus Famine? Oh yeah, the one I had as my channel trailer, and will have as my channel trailer after I find a way easy, after I stop being lazy and just lower the volume of it. Because I actually think it's funny, and Quill thinks it's funny too, so that's the more important part. I mean, yeah.
You want to play? Let's play.
You want to play? Let's play. How you doing, Shun? Or Nick? I don't think it's Nick, though. I think he's sleeping. So, hi, Shun. How are you? I think that's good enough for now. On the knee pads, at least. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect, which is the nice thing. So we're going to just... I don't know where to put it, to be honest, but it needs to go sit somewhere to... Oh! Go put it in my fucking paintbrush jar. What am I saying? Like, I'm so smart. I'll put it in my paintbrush mug. Like, just go sit over there for now. Ah, big brain. Pop in and say hi again. Think you're on the stream before I get home again. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Hope you're doing well, Sean. Thanks for saying hi. School was okay. I got a mid-score in chem test, which I'm not too happy about. Kind of my fault because I forgot to study for it. That's okay, man. There's always going to be more tests for you to do. You can always do better next time. It's always the way I see it now. I didn't have that. I had the philosophy that everything needed to be perfect. I forgot to put my hair back. Philosophy, everything needed to be perfect when I was in high school myself, but in reality, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It's fucking stuck on my ear. I don't like wearing my hair back, but it makes painting a lot simpler, so can't complain, I guess. Just trying to work every day. Haven't had a weekend in like 20 days now. Sorry, yeah. Sorry to hear that. Hope you get a weekend soon, John. So it's pretty good. What are you making? It's in 6 months in driving school before I could even touch the wheel. Figure vigorous back home. The way they do it here is that it was like a 6-month course, right? But they would take people back behind the wheel, like maybe 3-4 people every class session. They take someone behind the wheel. I was terrified of driving. Still am, but more willing to do it because I need to. And because of that, I never went behind the wheel in my life because I just fucking avoided it. Lied that I did it, all that, you know? So. Ow. I haven't touched the wheel because my parents don't want to pay for driver's ed class. They want me to age out instead. That's actually that's fair, Felix. Because you do actually age out, like, at just 18, so. It was a $200 like course. Signing up for driver's ed was $200, and that's on the cheaper end. Versus this adult education class that I have to take for my driver's license because I'm 19, was $40. So it is actually quite a bit cheaper, to be fair. I do think it's more important to get a proper education in it. But to be fair, I think the thing that's going to teach you the most out of driver's ed is being behind the wheel itself. So I got stranded in the woods with a piece of shit truck and was told to be home for dinner. Damn. My dad did that to me without the truck and did not tell me to be back home for dinner. My education's gonna be my mom yelling at me. Yeah, I get that. I feel you, bro. So, okay, let's see. What else needs to be green? Ah, shit, I have to do the elbows? I have to do the elbows. Okay, well, I guess we could need to bust out more blue tack. My last line of blue tack. I'm gonna set up that I've been setting up that throne thing off stream, by the way, that I've heard about, like where it's like you could buy streamers gifts and things like that, because I think it's kind of neat, you know. And I think it's actually a better way of donating than actually donating, because I think it's cool to actually be able to get someone a proper gift rather than just donate. What work he does? He works for the military. He has an NDA. Yeah, like, it is pretty fucking cool. Guys, you saw me make 2 balls. Oh, there it is. I was about to say, you saw me make 2 balls of blue tack, right? Where did I put the other one? There it is. It's the lighting made it hard, though. Fucking tutor part-time co-run a dumbass company. Yo, fucking, I'm just saying, I'm always open for work. You need employees for your dumbass company. Wish my job wasn't as boring as Sean. I wish I had a proper job right now. I've been trying to find one, but it's very difficult without a driver's license. And, you know, just to fucking get some money so I can go back to school, you know? Because being in debt quite sucks. Not being able to do anything. So, it's not working out well, so sorry, Cat. Why did I say Cat? I guess I'm just so used to calling me Cat that I fucking auto-corrected that. One second. Be right back. Hello. I'm back. The groceries just arrived, so I just one trip brought them all in, obviously. Quite literally, not a joke. So I have to do the elbow pads are going to be fully green too, so we're going to do that real quick. I think I want to use a smaller brush for that though, so just to be more precise. This will do. As any man does. So true. Let me catch up with chat real quick before we get back to painting. Did that back on my phone in prison for a decade. Very cool. Forgot to say, hey, Felix, how are you? Hi, Felix. I'm doing fine. How are you guys? Hope you're all doing good. I'm good. Is that dragon traction? Probably this week I will for sure. Nice. Work, by the way, Sean. Not being a good boy, disregarding work, and procrastinating. You can do it and then you can relax. Jesus. Sean, what are they making you do? They're making him create a nuclear bomb. Big things coming up tomorrow. I have a bastard break to myself. Keep myself in check, health and mental wise. Nice. Education. Practice in parking lot. Yeah, that's how every fucking person learns. Sponsor event. Nice. Again, nuclear bombs. You're trying to get the fucking Iranian military with to sponsor them now. It's like a good man, because fuck America. Putting lots of money to get around yourself while it works. I hope it works for too, man. Boring is better than not having a break in 20 days. I guess I'll do events as well, enough for fun. I get repaid working 10 to 12 hours, get less 4 hours sleep. This will make it better as well. Nice. Okay, so line league, see if feature one of those videos. Can confirm someone that's working for the military is painful. Criticize the military so cannot by Halberd nothing for respect who are in the military. People who are in the military system itself in America is quite terrifying. But people working for the military, soldiers themselves are like, you should have respect for them. Like, there's nothing, like, they are putting themselves on the line quite literally for us. But as Shun is, people who work to create things for the military more so, I have more than just respect for. It's cool, in my opinion. But it's just, like, nothing wrong with that. It's just a job, you know? And I think people who judge for that sort of thing, like, are not, like, dumb. There we go. Put that back to dry a little more, even though it's, like, mostly dry right now, because I just had to touch it up just a tiny bit. As any man does. Difference between the system and individual veterans. Exactly. Featuring those pics and then pics of the vehicle. Yeah, exactly. Like it's like bombs. I'm not creating a nuke. Why are you not creating a nuke? That's not fair. I'm creating a vehicle prototype. He's carrying the planes that carry nukes. Military system just yesterday. My school had recruiters coming over. Crazy on there. Advertises literal kids. Have you guys seen the TikToks? Where, like, e-girls and military gear are, like, signing up for the military for it's been the best decision in my life. It's crazy, the recruiting tactics they've changed to now. Like, the recruiting tactics, like, modern recruiting tactics are insane. Like, it's not, like, a joke. Ah, this brush sucks. I'm just gonna throw it out. That brush is all fucked up. Let me just go back to using the same brush I was using before. Just dry it off real quick. Get the paint back on it. Cool, take your prototype out for a sin and do some sick jumps. Yeah, me with my nuclear bombs. Don't carry nukes anymore. How can I use a nuke with a vehicle that's 2 meters wide? You'd be surprised how well you can use a nuke with anything. Suicide bombers. Can't wait until drone strikes just consist in the drone, like itself, diving into buildings rather than dropping bombs. I'm just saying, if we take bullets away, take bombs, bullets away, I think fighting would be a lot more interesting again. Just have everyone on the fucking field just fist fighting. You have to, like, fly your drone into the fucking other people's vehicles instead. I think it'd be a lot more interesting. And also a lot less dangerous, which, you know, because conflict is bad, so I don't like conflict, to be fair, so. This brush kind of sucks too, but it's better than the last one, so just keep using it for now. Organic via recruiters in my school compared to the jobs to fucking COD to be other kids. Yeah, it's quite insane. I've seen the U.S. military. If you didn't know this, the branch of the U.S. military, the U.S. Army, actively has a fucking Twitch channel where they played like battle. I don't know if they stream anymore. They had a Twitch channel where they would have soldiers play things like Battlefield and COD, like in an effort to recruit kids. It's crazy. Imagine vehicular manslaughter, is what you're saying? I'm saying yes. Nearly considered getting a privatized military. Ew, cringe. Mention the post-game chat after every battle. Personally, I think a good fight controlling drones with bombs like they're fucking Beyblades, dude. Genius idea, actually, Felix. Instead of building new drones to drop bombs, what if we get those fuckers that are on like battle bots and have them design the military vehicles instead? You get like a tiny little robot with like a fucking chainsaw to go into war instead. I think that'd be way better. True, we could have a Gundam IRL then, yes. Let's start building Zaku's, guys. Let's start building the Zaku's. I'm just saying, the Zaku, by the way, like, I don't know much about Gundam outside of a design standpoint because I like designing and looking up the design of things. I've never watched an episode of Gundam in my life. I have no idea the plot or anything like that. From a purely design standpoint, the Zaku's are better. They're fucking awesome design. Like, they're so cool looking. Okay, I think the elbow pads are basically done. I just need to touch it up a little bit, probably in a bit, but that's it. Okay, let's put this again in my brush jar, my brush mug. Gundam, when you can use Transformers, sentient robots sound more fun, but then you're taking lives again. So you know, give me a co-pilot and a Jaeger. Oh, fucking Pacific Rim. Oh my god, yes. I fucking love Pacific Rim. Oh my god, it's one of my top 10 movies of all time. Fucking, I need you know the theme with when Gypsy Danger is arriving, like when they have him on the helicopters and then they drop him into battle when all the other robots, like towards the end when all the other robots are getting destroyed, like Cherno Alpha. By the way, Cherno Alpha, second favorite design. Oh my god, such a cool design. They have the more militaristic, like fucking like slow but fucking behemoth design is so fucking cool. And I get it's because, like, ooh, stereotype Russian. But straight up, fucking awesome design. Really cool. Same reason I like the Zaku's. Being a literal, more militarized robot, which is slower and not as advanced, but does its job, is a really cool fucking thing. But the fucking scene when Gypsy Danger is being brought in, like, Gypsy Danger version 2 is being fucking brought in, and, like, then it gets dropped in the battlefield. The Gypsy Danger theme is so fucking cool. I can't do the fucking theme myself, like, but I love Gypsy Danger. Fucking awesome. Gypsy Danger's best design. Just fucking awesome, honestly. Yeah, here it is. This is the exact scene. Like that fucking, just that single theme when Gypsy Danger is getting brought in is like a moment that is stuck with me and will probably forever stick with me my whole life. Like, and I get it's because Pacific Rim is an important movie to me personally because of my Uncle Rick, but fuck, I love that, you know? Playing my toys as a kid, so true actually. It's such a true fucking statement. Those bot designs are fire. I would say this, Pacific Rim, you really should give it a watch. 100%. Like, is it the most perfect story in the world? No, but it doesn't need to be. The story of Pacific Rim with the character work is good. The story of Pacific Rim is actually really fucking solid. The fight scenes in Pacific Rim, if the movie was absolute garbage outside of the fight scenes, I would still say highly recommend watching it because the fight scenes are just probably the best choreographed, designed robots in all of fucking history, and I think you should watch it just for that. But the movie itself is actually really good. And because I need to get home. See ya, Sean. Have a good one. Probably get home safe. But, like, fucking Pacific Rim's awesome. Pacific Rim 2, I like myself personally, but that's because I like Pacific Rim. It's bad, though. It's pretty fucking bad, Pacific Rim 2. but I enjoy myself personally because of Eternal Alpha is fucking awesome. Actually, you know, to be fair, all of the fucking robot designs in Pacific Rim are awesome. This, I don't remember this one's Typhoon. Yeah, Crimson Typhoon. Like, with the 3 arms is super cool, too. The 3 arms, 1 eye, shit like that's still cool. But Eternal Alpha, by far, is my second favorite design, besides Gypsy Danger. But Gypsy Danger is just iconic, so... Like, I would say watch Pacific Rim, 100%. Just 100%, like, a worthwhile film to watch. Like... The fight scenes itself makes the movie worth it, but the movie's pretty good outside of the fight scenes, too. Like, pretty good. Not just, ooh, it's okay. It's pretty good. Is this the moment of Eternal Alpha? It is, yeah. I love Eternal Alpha's, like traditionally Slavic theme, too. Like, it fits very much with the robot design, but I love Eternal Alpha's design being a fucking tank. Like, straight up like a military robot. Like, how military robots would actually be designed. It's like a fucking tank itself, you know? Slow, but, like, Jesus Christ, it's awesome. And I want to say this. This is my favorite fucking detail in the whole ass movie. Like, I love this movie. I love the fucking implication that this robot weighs so much and the fucking, like, weight of it that it makes 100% more sense rather than just fucking, because of how slow it is, instead of having to wind back a punch every time, instead building a hydraulic thing so that the fist itself will lock itself back into position and then fucking, like, that makes 100% more sense with the fucking weight. And I love that a lot, because if you compare Cherno to the other robots, it is clear Cherno weighs a lot more. And because of that, the fucking hydraulic press, like, the hydraulic working that punch would hit a lot harder. And I fucking love the detail of it fucking being designed to do that instead of fucking, like having the constant, because it take way too long and too much force to actually bring a punch back constantly, and instead building it so it can do that on its own without wasting as much energy and, like, time. It's fucking, like, I just love that detail. Like, and also just fucking Cherno Alpha's awesome. Like, it reminds me a lot of, like, a Big Daddy from BioShock. I just think it's fucking cool, you know?
Listen, Typhoon and Alpha are in trouble. We're moving in. You are to hold your ground. Do not engage. We need you to carry that bomb. Do you copy?
Also, I don't know. There's something so fucking sweet about Pacific Rim, all the countries working together because there's a threat bigger than any of each other. The whole fucking Earth being united so that they can create these robots, and I love each one of them having their own, like, fucking cultural impact on it. Cherno Alpha being very clearly Slavic, like a fucking militarized tank on legs, right? Fucking brutal, slow, big. Crimson Typhoon there, the Japanese one, being over the top, but effective, swift, doesn't hit as hard, but swift movement and, like, fucking, like, glancing blows, things like that. The Australian one's just fucking generic. And then Gypsy Danger, an American robot, being almost a mixture of all of it, being fucking not as effective in certain things, but over the top, overly designed. And I love the fucking, I like Pacific Rim a lot, if you can't tell. Pacific Rim ended racism itself, it really does. There's no racism in Pacific Rim, just xenophobia. Fuck you, kaiju. You ain't human, you don't deserve rights. Rest in peace, Crimson Typhoon. Rest in peace. Also, I just want to say this. The deaths in Pacific Rim are, like, legitimately terrifying. Like, not as in, like, fucking scary, but holy god. Like, we just watched those people die like that. Like, these guys are in their fucking, like... And you guys, this is the thing. If you haven't watched Pacific Rim, you don't know this detail. the human's nervous system is connected to the fucking robots. In order to fucking control the robots better, you have to remember that the fucking human's neurals system is fucking linked into it. They feel everything that happens to their robot. So not only are they being legitimately crushed, they're also feeling like their fucking head is being crushed. So like Ava, yep, exactly. Just like Ava Gently. But like, so not only are they getting crushed, their fucking head is feeling like they're getting crushed, which fucking obviously disorient them, which I've seen people complain like that would make them more disoriented and shit like that. That would fucking fuck them up more. But it also makes them more in sync with their robot. It's fucking sacrifice you have to make in order to have. Like, if a machine, like a simple machine, like a car, it has like 3 controls. If a car was as complex like as a fucking robot like this is, like people wouldn't be able to operate it to its full capacity. People can't even operate cars to their full capacity as it is. And so that's why they have that. Yes, fucking getting hurt would fucking Ava like Evangeli, exactly. Getting hurt would fuck you up. They show in the beginning of the movie when he gets his arm ripped off and his partner ripped out, his brother gets murdered in the fucking robot. It screws him up majorly. But if he doesn't have that pain and shit like that, like, it's terrible. And also by the way, just first scene of the movie, right? Main character, his brother are controlling Gypsy Danger, which is why I said Gypsy Danger version 2. They get their, Gypsy Danger gets his arm ripped off, and then the brother gets ripped out of the fucking, robot and eaten. And by the way, so just so you know, the people who are partners inside of the robot, like they could feel each other, so they have to feel their the brother die. Haha. So then he beats the kaiju, obviously, right? But as he's beating the kaiju, he has one arm. He feels like he has one arm, and he's also feeling what it feels like for his brother. He has the feelings of his brother quite literally dying a terrible death. Like, that's what he's feeling at the same time. Super cool opening scene. Oh, Cherno Alpha is such a cool design, though. Like, and the theme for Cherno Alpha is awesome too, to be fair. Like,
Cherno, we've been hit with some type of acid. Solve has been compromised. We need backup immediately. Just hold on, Cherno. We're on our way.
so it's fucking missiles, it does, yeah. But you know, and this is something I love that someone points out. Why don't they use the missiles? The kaiju's blood is acidic. That's why they use blunt force. People are like, why don't they use a sword? Why don't they use guns? Things like that. The blood is super fucking acidic, which is what it spits up there. Like, straight up spits up its own fucking, like, fucking on Cherno. It's super acidic. It would kill, like, everything there, everyone, all that. So that's why they use blunt force to kill them, by the way. As a fucking, like, if you're thinking, why are they punching the fucking monsters instead of stabbing them or shooting them? That's the reason why, which I think is actually a pretty valid reason. But yeah, here's Cherno Alpha is so cool. Bro got third partied. Oh, here, you know, I told you guys earlier how terrifying it is, right? That the brother death and all that, like that scene. Cherno's death right here is worse by far. So just remember, they feel everything that's happened and happening to their robot. They feel that, along with what's actually happening to them. I love Pacific Rim. Ah, God, I fucking love Pacific Rim. I'm sorry, I really shouldn't have gotten distracted from painting that badly, but holy shit do I love Pacific Rim. Oh, Pacific Rim's so fucking good, dude. Ugh. Drop giant steel spikes on him, it would kill the, like, everything, like, essentially. They're trying to minimize it as much as they can, like, any possibility to fucking blood to spill. Hold on, what do we need to paint next? We have to do the helmet, I think. I'm trying to get all of the green done right now, so that we can, change out this, because I need black, yellow, and brown paint. So, because of my whole wet palette's kind of been taken up by green, I need to switch it out. So I'm going to try to do all the green first. So we have to do the helmet next. Fletchets wouldn't work that well on them, so true. But yeah, I fucking love Pacific Rim, and I think everyone should watch it if you haven't already. Fuck! Okay, it's okay. Drop a giant tungsten cube on them. I think it's the reason why military hasn't kids would drop in space from outer space with weapon. Conventional ICBMs are more effective and less costly. True. Also, remember the detail about Pacific Rim. These fucking monsters, they don't know where they come from. They just show up. In the movie, it's because there's like a portal and they keep appearing. So basically, there's like 2 areas. Like they just show up in the oceans some days. Like they just appear. And so they have to just be ready to do that. They can't have giant tungsten cubes around above, floating above every single bit of water in every ocean. It turns out it's because they're from, like, another dimension in the movie, so... Shit, giant monkey to defeat the giant water lizard. They did. Here's the thing, though. Godzilla's slow. This is not slow. And no, Kong very much does not defeat Godzilla. I don't say that because I'm biased and like Godzilla better. I say that as in neither of them very much... They very much do not beat each other. Remember this. And Kong fights Mecha Godzilla. Doesn't fight regular Godzilla. Like... Looking good so far? What did you guys say? Looking good so far, I think. We just have to get the rest of the faceplate, like where the visor is, and then we have to do a line over the helmet, like top of the helmet. Giant robots couldn't make lasers that could kill them and double as wound cauterizer success leaking. They basically, like, for some reason, I don't remember exactly. Oh, but they do. They use ion blasters. They have ion blasters, right? But like, they can't cauterize the runes for some reason. I remember, like, that their blood was too thick, their skin is too thick for lasers to actually cut properly, like something like that. I don't remember exactly, but they have ion blasters, which they fucking are pretty effective, you know. But the only time so it's just like they use a laser sword too at one point, but they have to do it in space because they can't cauterize it properly. Like, giant version of Schrodinger's cat to defeat the kaijus. So true. I think I need a thinner brush to do this right now. But it's like a big surface area, so I'm going to do the parts that need the bigger, like a bigger brush because of surface area, and then I'm going to pull out my fine point brush, I think, to do the parts that need more precision. Let me pull out a fucking... Obviously, we shouldn't give the kaijus money and let the IRS take care of them for not paying their taxes. Are you saying employ the kaijus so the IRS has no choice but to fucking build their own better robots with all of our tax money so that they can defeat them and take their fucking taxes? Because, honestly, genius. Genius. I have no flaws with that plan. I may have been able to come up with flaws for everything else, but no, there's no flaws in that. Genius fucking plan. IRS secretly has their own mecha. I don't think it's a secret. The IRS are actually employing the kaiju, obviously, so that they can get all of the tax money into making giant robots just because they think it's cool. How's it looking so far? I think it looks alright. Doing FBI watch list speedrun. Haven't we always been doing that? Aren't we all watched by the FBI? So true. Without having no previous mental illness. Catches the mysterious. I see what you mean by that. Like, I thought you were talking about what I was saying, but no, never mind. I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Megadon. Christ almighty, lads. CIA is one of my biggest customers. So true. Oh fuck, I forgot to wet my brush. Looking good, I think. I think I'm actually doing quite well with this helmet. I never do this well usually with doing a fucking head design because it's actually really hard to do the helmet itself because I have to I'm trying to avoid the mouthpiece. I said that and then I immediately got so much paint within the mouthpiece, it's not even funny. Just got paint on my desk too. Nice. And I'm trying to avoid getting paint in the visor because it makes it easier for me to paint if there's less paint within like the visor hole. So do Think of a kaiju saying a racial slur, cancel them out of existence. That's a very valid take, actually. I need my finest tip brush. That would do. Wet it. Try it. I have to do, so you guys see the helmet right here. You see, you can't see it very well because of my camera, but right above the visor, right below that big brow line you see, there's a tiny, tiny spot, like tiny line from one side to the next, where I need the paint green. Hardest part about painting the helmet, in my personal opinion. Luckily, I don't need to be too precise about it because I'm painting the visor. You have to paint the visor black, so it doesn't need to be too precise. And you can see I kind of messed up on this side, but on this side, you see that tiny bit of green right above the visor hole? That's precise. That's exactly what it needs to fucking be, and it's fucking crazy how precise it has to be. But luckily, because I get to paint the visor black later, it doesn't need to be too precise, so it's okay. And now I need to do a green line across the top of the helmet. So I have to do a green line that has to be straight from here to this side. So I think I'm going to use masking tape to do that, actually. But for now, I'm going to let the helmet dry a little bit before I do that, because it'll be easier if I do it while the helmet is slightly dry, at least. So we're going to go back to the legs, and we're going to paint the feet green. And we'll just fucking stick them back into blue tack. Yeah. Okay, here we go. It should be simple enough. Doesn't need to be very precise at all. Just have to get the feet itself green. We'll have to go back and clean it up later, obviously, but it's okay. Just right now, we just need these feet to be a nice clean green. It's a little too much paint, I think, but it's the nice thing is it'll all I could spread it out and it'll even out later. So the feet are gonna be by far the dirtiest part of the figure. So the nice thing is, like, as you can see, it's not a very even shade of green. I don't want it to be an even shade of green. I want the paint on the feet to look like it's been wearing off, because it's the feet. It's the part where it's always going to get friction, like friction rubs on it. You're always going to get, on like real life, your shoes get dirty because of friction rubs and dirt and shit like that constantly, right? And so it's this, as the clone's armor, you know, fucking, I'm trying to make them look dirty anyways. And so the feet themselves being quite fucking like worn down, I think is actually a nice detail, like itself. Let me grab the fucking ball, grab the joint with my tweezers, and then we're gonna put this in blue tack over here so it's closer. Grab the bottom of the foot. Shit. I had to wear I fucked up the paint a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. It kind of sucks, but that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Teach yourself that, Nick. Teach yourself it doesn't need to be perfect. Just play Friday by Rebecca Black. Kaijus will lose the will to live. Never heard of it. Cat, you're so cool. Lay! Lay, hi. Holy shit, sorry, I got really excited. Hi, how are you? You're so cool. Not true, but you're cool. Hi, how are you doing? How you been, Lay? My cutie pie. Hi, Lay. The lovely LaKayla. How are you doing? It's been so long. How you been? I miss you too. How are you doing? How's life going for you? Oh god, I can't keep my grip on this. Come on, come on. There we go. I'm just gonna hold it like this because my fingers are slipping, so. Where humans fail, machines work. Does a pair of tweezers count as a machine? In my personal opinion, it does. It's like a simple machine, right? Because it doesn't use electricity. But it's technically a machine, I'm pretty sure, by definition. It's not making it easier to fucking grip it, actually. Ah. Isn't it a tool by definition? Shh, 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 shh. I might have forgotten that tools exist, so... Shh, 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 shh. Machine. Several parts, no, it's not. Technically, it does have several parts, you see? It's made up of 3 parts, actually, so... Stop looking, I'm not trying to show the foot. Machine, of course, yeah. Yeah, it is, definitely, 100%, I agree. Glad somebody supports me. By the way, Metroid Prime Remastered? No, I have not gotten a chance to do that yet. Thank you so much, by the way, Megadon, for that. I'm sorry for never responding. Dude, I suck at responding to DMs. I get so much anxiety about it, and by the time I stop having anxiety about it, it's like fucking a week later, and then it's like, I feel just bad about responding at that point. Thank you so much for that, man. I really fucking appreciate it. It's fucking insane that you do that. I really appreciate it, man. I really do. But yeah, when I'm gonna play it soon. I just I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I just don't really have the urge to play video games as much anymore. The video games I do play is because of friends. Like I play Apex Legends because my partner plays it. I play Minecraft with my partner. I would play video games with other people, but I haven't had a chance to. Like if someone asked me to play Valorant, I don't think I'd be able to resist the urge, even though my one New Year's resolution was don't play Valorant. Because I want to play friends. Like I'm playing not Winter, Zomboid, like this weekend, and I'm only gonna play that because I think because I'm gonna try to get friends to join. I just don't really have the urge to play video games anymore. Like I play Days Gone on stream, but that's mostly just because I've been on stream, and I can count that in my head as with friends. It's just like I don't really have the urge to do it anymore as much. That's why I've been painting so much recently. That's why I did those figures, and then I'm doing this instead of just doing like a regular ass gaming stream. I really enjoyed painting. It's like I've really found like a passion again. Like my passion's kind of been gone for a while, and so it's been kind of nice. Okay. Need to clean up the helmet a little more, but besides that, I think the helmet's quite good. Let's get some green paint here on my brush. And we'll fucking just clean up a bit of the helmet. And there we go. That's all cleaned up. Next time I pick up this helmet, we'll be doing the green line across. And it's basically all the green I need to do. We have the biceps drying. The hands and biceps are probably dry. Oh, wait. The hands! Oh, my God. I need to fucking do the hands. What? Are the hands full green? I see the hands are full green in my reference picture. Shit. Good thing I fucking just thought about that. Because I said hands instead of forearms. It reminded me that I actually need to paint the hand plates on these hands actually need to be painted green. And it's okay if I fucking, you can see that the fingers are getting a bit green. I need to paint those black anyways, so it's okay if I get green on them, because black will cover it up, being the darkest color. Especially, AAA games are especially just playable movies, which is fine with me, I like that. I just haven't really had any, I used to have a lot of passion for video games, but I've really had a lot more passion for, talking, and, like, just, that's why I've been doing a lot more just chatting streams. I haven't really had as much of a passion for video games in recent time. That might be because of some more recent negative experiences, but obviously I can't tell you why exactly I don't feel like things, because I just feel, and I can't explain them to myself even sometimes, so it's just how it is. I play Apex Legends almost every day because I actually really enjoy it, but that's because it's like something I share with Quill, you know? There you go. Now I can let these hands dry. And then the only other thing that needs to be painted green is a design on the chest. We need to do this sort of like almost like suspenders looking design on the chest. And then we need to do a line over the helmet. I don't know why instead of just showing you the pieces on my desk, I had to do charades to fucking demonstrate that, but you know. I've been good, working tons. I'm glad to hear you're good. Sorry to hear you're working a lot. Your heart knew what your brain forgot, lol. Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it, I suppose. I just haven't really had passion for it anymore. I haven't really been able to have passion in a lot of things in my life recently. I've just kind of been fucking rough, but I feel like painting and has really fucking been something I really enjoy again. Like, you know, so. Lovey Catty Cake's gonna go rest for a bit. I hope you enjoy resting. But I'll leave your stream on. Ah, thank you, mate. I appreciate that, Lay. Hope you enjoy some good rest. Lay, hope your rest is nice. Love you too. Have a good rest. Let's do the chest design. The chest design, I'm gonna display capture real quick to show you guys. So this, oh fuck my camera, I forgot about that. This is the chest design, you see? Where it's almost like suspenders, like, it's gonna be fucking difficult. More difficult to do, I think, but we got to, so let's do it. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect, and then we have to do the line on the helmet, as you can see, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Let's just fucking do it. I've got some fucking tape on it to try to help, but it won't make a big difference because the masking tape I use is quite bad, and because of that, it's like gonna be a little rough of a design, but that's okay because we'll just clean it up. Okay, need more paint. That's not bad. It needs to be thicker. Gavin, passion, I've realized is a privileged thing to have. It's hard to find what you're passionate about, you know, like, and it's just more. I think it's more difficult, especially if you suffer from, like things like depression and other mental illnesses. I believe it is just difficult to have. It's not a privilege. It is like a privilege to have something you're passionate about. But I think everyone has something they're actually passionate about. I just think it's very like it's just more difficult for others to find one. Like I didn't imagine figure painting would be my passion. You know, I just thought it's something I've always been interested in, but it turns out I'm quite passionate about it. Same with streaming, obviously. Like you guys know how passionate I am about streaming. Quite good. Okay. It's not finished because I've only done one side so far and the bottom, but I think that looks quite good. What about you guys? I think that's quite good myself. I'm happy with it. We have to do the other side, so we'll see how that turns out now. One swipe to fucking get excess paint off, and now let's just... Okay, we have to I'm gonna make the other side, like the side I already painted, a little bit thicker, but... What just fell? Oh no, one of the legs just fucking fell, Okay. Let's even up the top here. Just a little dip of paint. There we go. Find your true passion. My true passion is entertainment, and always will be. This is just something I'm actually really passionate about. But let me let you guys in on a real secret here. Don't tell Quill, okay? Don't tell Quill what I'm gonna tell you, okay? My real passion is Quill. Like, obviously. They're what I care about the most. I feel like I feel so encouraged to paint because of their fucking support. I stream more because they like my streams. They, because things like that, you know? Like, that's the way it's always been. It's the reason I streamed so much in the past, was for them. I love you guys too, obviously. I do it for you guys too, but I'm just telling you, you know, how much they mean to me, essentially. I'm able to give life a real shot because I love them, honestly. I kind of fucked up the design. Hold up. We're gonna wipe some of it away, I think. Was the best bet here. I won't tell Quill, I don't think I have to. I'm sure they know I have understand. Oh, they definitely do. I tell them almost like every fucking day how much I love them. Almost every day, as if I don't gush to them about how much I love them, like every 30 seconds I spend with them. But just don't tell Quill I'm gushing about them on stream again, you know? I think I'm gonna paint the tips of the shoulders green, even though you can't really see that in the fucking actual design. It's not perfect. It's not perfect at all. There's some... It's kind of not amazing because of some mistakes I made, but that's okay. It's not perfect, it's not amazing. I made some big mistakes, but try to clean it as much as I can, and, you know, what's done is done, is what I'd say. What'd you say? I love the green. It reminds me of the 80s US Armor camo. There you go. Finished the chest design, by the way. At least the green part. How does that look, Dion? Did it look good? It's not even. It's not perfect, but it's about as good as I'm gonna get at this stage in my fucking, like, skills, so I think that's good. Looks great. I'm glad you guys like it. There you go, let me stand that leg up again. You're forced to have a passion, no one will find anything with passion. Take your time. You don't need a passion immediate, something you're passionate about. Like, it's hard to find it. Like, it'll come to you naturally, essentially. Something, it's just like how it is, honestly. Like, I wasn't expecting streaming to be my passion. And Felix, you're my first ever follower. I did not enjoy streaming those first few months until I quit and then returned, like, over 6 months later. Put on the colors themselves. Yeah, but I like the fucking... I do like it to be clean. It should look... Like, if we think about, like, how they would look in universe, yes, it'd be not perfect. But, myself personally, I want to be getting better at it at the very least, so... Okay, now what we have to do is we have to do the green line on the helmet from the back to the front. And now that's going to be more difficult, I think. So, what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use a bit of masking tape, even though it'll leak, as just a reference. Like, I can use the masking tape to give myself more of a straight line, essentially, is what I'm thinking. Or at least a better straight line. And then the only thing left with the green to do is the shoulder pads. Which, by the way, unlike the rest of the figures I've been working on, the rest of the figures I've worked on and shown you guys have been using the default shoulder pads. I'm using 3D printed shoulder pads for this figure. Where's my scalpel at? My X-Acto knife? Uh-oh. There it is. Need that to cut some masking tape. Take your time, Felix. You'll find something that, like, you're passionate about. Like, you got this, mate. It may not be something you imagine it would be. It may not come to you immediately, but you'll find it. Okay, let me make sure to press this down so I can actually get it right. So it helps a little. Anything I can do to help Felix, of course I try. I will try always. You're my friend, mate. I'm here for you when you need me. And even when you don't. Okay, there's the masking tape to try to get a better straight line. Whether I should take a nap or not, it's almost 6 p.m. I don't really like naps, so my personal opinion is I always avoid naps unless I fall asleep. But you do you, mate, is essentially what I'll say. Okay, it's not a straight line and the slightest bit yet, but that's okay, because it just needs to be, like, an okay line for now, and then I can fucking fix it up, you know? Just needs to be an okay line for now, and then I would go and fix it up a bit. Okay, there we go. It's going okay, I think, so far. Now I just have to bring the line all the way down. Let's just clean it up a little bit. Oh shit, the masking tape actually did its fucking job for once. Look at that! Look! Oh, I turned it the wrong way. That looks fucking good! That looks real fucking good! Holy shit, I'm so happy with that. The masking tape actually fucking masked. It didn't leak at all. I guess it's because I pressed it down and didn't wait for it to, all the masking tape I've used, like I've shown you guys I've used already, has been sitting out, like, attached already for a bit of time, so, like, I just guess I just need the mask in the moment rather than ahead of time. But that looks fucking good. That looks good. That looks so good. I'm so happy about that. Okay, we're gonna leave that off to the side for now then. The only thing else we need green is the shoulder pads. So what we're going to do is I think I'm going to stencil the design onto the shoulder pads rather than... Okay. Yeah, I'm going to stencil on the design, I think. Yeah, so... By stencil on, I mean I'm going to take a pencil and I'm going to lightly draw where the paint needs to go to instead of masking tape. like that. There you go. This one too. If you can see it. There you go. It's light. It's meant to be very light. And now all we need to do is the shoulder pads here, and then we're good. Once we're done with the shoulder pads here, that's everything we need for green. I'll do some light touch-ups on the parts, and then we will I'll do some light touch-ups on some of the parts, and then we will change out my wet palette from green here, my shade of green that I made, to the other colors I need. There we go. Can put this one down now, and then we grab the other one and do the other one. And all we need to do with the green is just touch up on some of the other parts in areas where there's big mistakes, because if there's small mistakes, we can just cover that up with the weathering stage. There we go. That shoulder part actually came out a lot better than the other one, I think. My shoulder pad, in my personal opinion, came out a lot better than the last one I just did. Video games bring the bad out of people? Sure. Sure, I guess. Okay. I think there isn't really anything that really needs too much of a touch-up. Maybe just the helmet a little bit. I don't even really think the helmet needs a touch-up. I'm just gonna fix up the line a tiny bit and try my best not to fuck up the line because I'm so proud of it, you know? Okay, bad news, I fucked it up. Just kidding. I actually was able to touch it up just fine. I'm gonna touch up the faceplate now while I'm here. Since I'm gonna switch out the green in a minute. I can't really touch up much more than that once that green is gone, so. So I'm just gonna touch up the faceplate while I'm here. And then I might take a little break, grab something to eat out of my kitchen super quick. Yeah, fuck, I'm so happy of how this figure's turning out. Yippee! Just playing DayZ, met this couple who were trying to make it through the city, promised them I'd help, and they followed me back to me, so give them some gear. Set a handcuff over them, executed. What the fuck, Damien? Video games brings the worst out of people. Literal war, there's so many war crimes in what you just said. There is so many war crimes in what you just said. So many of them. Christ almighty, Damien. I mean, they deserve it. What did they do, Damien? You just told me they were, the way you described them, you just described two innocent human beings who were just trying to exist and make the most out of the post-apocalyptic world. Finding life, not in the world around them, but finding life within each other. and then fucking you executed them. You're telling me you found people who were just a couple, and then you just executed them because they were a couple. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ooh, fuck. Sorry, I'm just stretching real quick. Ah. Ow. My lip. Daisy gives you the ability to do the worst. Doesn't mean you have to do the worst. I fucking... Dude, I've been on so many server, like, games where they do the worst. Like, SCP Secret Lab, Daisy, for, like, maybe 20 minutes, Project Zomboid, shit like that. Like, there's tons of games where you're supposed to do the worst. I was on the Minecraft DayZ fucking roleplay, not roleplay, but basically like a Minecraft DayZ server. I always try to be a good person still. Ow. Ouch. Owie. Sorry, I'm just taking a little break sitting here for just a minute. I think I'm gonna get some food in a second here. I'm just, you know, I kind of was just waiting for the paint to dry more so, honestly. Ow, my lip. It's pretty nice in my opinion. I'm pretty happy with all my parts so far, you know. I'm happy with the green that I made. Like, I think I did a pretty even coat on most of the parts. And the nice thing is, these parts really don't need an even coat due to how fucking, like, well worn I'm gonna make the parts look in the end. So, like, I'm gonna make them look well worn, like, really well worn with the weathering. So, I'm quite happy with all of this. Okay. I'm gonna end the stream's lagging because I assume my mom is uploading something. And because I was gonna go take a break anyways, I think I'm just gonna end the stream for like 30 minutes tops, and then I'll be back. Like, so my mom can finish uploading whatever she's uploading, and so I can take a break myself while my parts finish drying.